Hey, Soul Tribe, welcome in. So, if there's something about the thumbnail, the title, ooh, a little bit frazzled right here, that intrigued you, first of all, ground yourself. Second of all, there must be a message in here for you. So I'm just going to go ahead, bit of a shuffle of the Sacred Symbols Oracle. Let's see what Spirit has for you today. Yeah, see? Your guides just really want to emphasize it's time to ground in. You've been working so much on the fifth dimensional plane. I just feel as though you've been breaking spells, breaking curses, piecing all the flotsam together. It's as though an entire painting has. Oh, it's sort of like you've been practicing on a huge painting or a huge project. There's something that you have been working on, and it needs to ground in. Like there's something about now's the time. Like I got a timer going right now because I'm making some chicken pot pie in the background, but there's something about just waiting for something absolutely delicious to finally come out of the oven so that you can finally enjoy your manifestation. Earth, more grounding energy. Full moon. Wow. Got a 29, which is an 11. We got an 11, 11 going on right now. You are entering into unity consciousness. There's something straight ahead of you. It's as though the unified version of yourself wants to give you a sneak peek as to how this project, this idea, this epiphany that you've gotten, how we can start anchoring it into your third dimensional realm. So you can start making the most of all of these amazing ideas. What do we have here? Relief. Oh my God, so much for the divine feminine. And we got the card of healer, meditate. Oh, there's a family karma that it's getting ready to be like broken open, especially for those of you, maybe you've had ancestors. It's this feeling as though your ancestors have, they're just indentured servitudes. I'm seeing images of, industry, the industrial revolution, the idea of having to get up and go to work, working long hours, never necessarily finding rest for the self. There's a masculine wound that has prevailed through your family's lineage, and it suppressed the divine feminine, because if you got a chance to explore, you got a chance to follow your dreams, you got a chance to get in touch with God, like the only way you would have been able to do this in a past life is through a nunnery or through some monastery or through some confined means. And it's as though this idea of if you were a monk at some point in your journey, you started feeling more like a prisoner, and there's something that's shifting so that you can get out of the habit of thinking that doing nothing means nothing. You're being called at this time to really rest and anchor in, start making plans. There's an idea that you've had where if I just sit around and think all day, it's useless, it's worthless. But whatever shift is going on, your guides really want to help you anchor it in, because even as I'm trying to channel what's sort of going on in the higher realms, I just want to get lost. I just want to talk about this all day long. Let's just talk about this over coffee. Suddenly seeing images from the Age of Enlightenment. Fun fact, guys, like when we went from the Golden Era, which everyone was drunk all of the time, over to the Age of Enlightenment, where coffee and tea were invented because humans need hydration. And I'm making jokes about monks. It's fun random trivia we're talking about today. We're kind of in the Akashic record, but monks were in charge of creating beer, because at the time, at least within that part of Europe, the only way you could have clean water is if it was boiled and fermented. There's some kind of shift going on where the information you used to get spiritually is just no longer sustainable, but I feel like you're going to be getting some kind of energetic caffeine. Like mid-July will be the crux point for this massive shift where we're going from the outer planets being in water and earth, which, earth, it is important that we take advantage of this element, but earth doesn't like to move. And we're going into more air and fire and you're going to be asked to start making some very quick decisions. And you need to tap into your sense of relief that you can be in your feminine energy. Doesn't matter if you're male, female, or non-binary, you're going to be gifted a chance that you can finally start living out your life in feminine energy and know that it is work equal to man, equal to the 3D. It is actually valuable. Whoa. So if this sounds like your situation, you're more than welcome to stick around. If we haven't met yet, my name is High Priestess Berries, psychic, medium, and divine channeler, hoping to bring you a message. Whew. Now, always remember, my messages are candid, unscripted, but they are also timeless. So please tap into your instincts. Listen to your intuition. If there's anything that I talk about that doesn't make any sense, totally fine. Do not worry about it. This message may not be for you, but if it does resonate, please let me know by liking and sharing all of your experiences in the comments below. Wow, I am in a headspace today. I really feel like you guys, everything is becoming unstuck. As you've been puzzling out the family karma, it's as though those self-limiting beliefs that you subconsciously held, and some of these beliefs, they were never spoken out loud. You just picked up on the energy of it. Some of you are breaking generational curses as far as your great grandparents. What do we have here? So we got a 5 of Swords and the card of Temperance. You've defeated something in your life, and we need to have a look at something, because if this message is showing up, and we're going to be having a look at what are the challenges, the blockages, some potential solutions to your problems, and the potential outcome, like we're going to be having a look at that. Wow, but there is a blockage within here. You are on the right path. I feel like you know this deep down inside. But again, I have to work very hard to stay anchored. I have to work very hard not to start yelling at the top of my lungs. Like I think a few of you guys are going to be going through some throat chakra healing in the immediate term, especially if you were somebody that either talked too loud or spoke too quiet. You're going to be able to start coming down to the middle so that you're going to be better heard and received. What do you have here? 7 of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups. There's a pause right now because you are still working on your semblance of self-love. Okay, what's the challenge right now? Like I hear you guys like, what's the solution? I know what it is. I swear to God, Berries, I know. Shh. You're skipping over critical data. Aries loves you very much, but I can see your enthusiasm right here. We do the 6 of Swords, but you're kind of stuck on dry land. Like it's though you anchored in at the wrong time, that you didn't take into account when you should bring the boat to the shoreline, because the tide is really far out. Far out, man. I'm really picking up that you just want this to get started. You really, 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 really want this to get started. But even right here, I'm seeing this as like the environmental energy. It's not the right time. The shoreline is way far away. That's too far of a walk to drag your boat, and you'll just waste energy. But I feel like we need to talk about where you can channel your energy. Like what's the blockage? Let's confirm this. I know. You just want to be happy. You've realized something. This is really cool, actually. You've been trying to figure out, what does it mean to have happy family? Or the joke, happy wife, happy life, which even though I'm a girl and even though I'm an ex-wife, I've always found that statement to be mildly offensive. Like that's kind of the funny thing. There's some kind of karma, especially if you've had a difficult relationship with your mom, or just like women. Like I have a great relationship with my mom. Like I've had my things with her, but her and I have always been teammates, as though we were sisters in a past life. However, I hated myself being feminine and female. So that's where sometimes this energy can be a little bit weird, because you can have a feminine wound but have an awesome sauce relationship with your actual mother. So but there's some kind of oh, yeah, like just letting go of an idea of how things were supposed to be, or even being kind of low key offended by certain things, maybe starting to see both halves of the same coin. I feel like your sense of humor is evening out because you've been developing a sense of humor about yourself. Because in some ways, I know you're ready to jump in, do the thing, just get all excited. You know it's going to be fine. You can't explain it to anyone. It's not worth the time and energy to explain it to other people. I know what it is that I'm doing. You're doing good, but I'm still going to remind you, you got to pause and anchor this in. And I'm actually going to give you guys a full confession. I think part of the reason why my readings are a little bit weird is I subconsciously channel Reiki energy whenever I divinate. And if any of you guys have watched me on YouTube or TikTok with my Bloom Into It channel, first of all, check it out if you haven't. It's so much fun. I get to create all kinds of cool Reiki meditations. And, might as well pitch the Patreon at this point as well, because it's an ever growing library of these light codes that I have found super healing. And I want to be able to share these gifts and share my artistry with you. But there's been a bit of a hold back. And part of the reason I mentioned my channel is because even right now with this tarot reading, there is Reiki energy, but I never actually asked for your consent to receive the Reiki energy. But there's something that I was subconsciously doing, something that, how do I phrase this? It's sort of like I knew I was pushing some kind of line when it came to what is appropriate and what is inappropriate, mostly because I need to figure out where the line was myself before moving forward. So if you do appreciate my content, when you like and subscribe, when you comment, when you just simply nod and say, yes, I'd like to receive a message, that creates the activation so that you can receive more than just the words, more than just the images. I want you to receive the light code so that you can subconsciously feel into what it is that I'm feeling. Like, I am medicine that you cannot take lightly. And the fact that you guys are attuned enough to receive this, first of all, I want to say you're really ahead of the game. Like, you, the listener, are really ahead of the game. In a lot of ways, it's sort of like you were the genius kid that ended up, graduating from high school by the time you were in grade 9 and had to go to a special school or had an invitation to start college when you were only 15. There's some kind of genius about you that you haven't recognized, and the universe is asking you to slow down and accept your certification. You've worked really hard on this, and I think you need to take some time to celebrate. Let's see what the cards have to say. Here's the solution. 10 of 10 of wands to 10 of wands. Believe it or not, this is really self-canceling. Like, there's two different ways you can handle a burden. First of all, if it's a burden based on something that you love and enjoy and you're getting everything you want out of your life, this burden isn't a big deal. What you've been doing before is that you've been taking your burdens and somebody else's burdens, and then you're constantly wondering why you're tripping up on yourself, tripping up on your words, tripping up on your sense of patience, as my dog decides to go and bark at the front door because dogs are really good at protecting our space. There you go. Shake it off. That was fun for me. I'm not even going to bother editing that out. I'm totally on freestyle mode. But you are being invited to start rethinking what bearing the burden means, because if you're going towards your goals, you should. You are working towards it, but they're like, it's sort of like you're missing every other step. You're kind of accustomed to powering through and being a little bit of a genius about it. But the problem is that you can't explain to anybody else why you understand it. But I feel like whoever you are, you're becoming a healer, but you're also becoming a teacher. I was talking a little bit about, the monks, and monks are they're a type of teacher. And so there's an ask within here, whatever it is that you're doing, there's a teaching component involved, and people will not get what it is you understand. You can skip over it all and feel confident about it. Congratulations, you're a fucking savant. But on the other hand, now that you're entering into this new role of healer and teacher, when you're a healer, you need to be able to explain what it is that you're doing to people. And if you skip over that, people won't trust you. They will think that you're hiding something. And it's not even so much that you're hiding anything. It's just that you can skip over that step and it's no big deal. But people have a lot of childhood wounding, more than likely from mother figures that used to nitpick at every single fucking detail. So there's something to kind of bear in mind. Like, I'm giving you free fucking advice here. Like, people pay thousands of dollars to get this knowledge. I really want you to understand what it is that I am channeling to you right now. Like, are you listening? Are you taking notes? This isn't one of those readings where you glaze over and you hope you have everything down correctly. Your guides are asking you to pay attention because you're going to always deal with 10-1 of burden. But if it's your burden, it's no big deal. Like, if you're being, it's so funny. I just want to, like, if you look at it just this way, like, look how much you're tripping over other people's bullshit. This is micromanaging. Like, look at all these bandages. Like, seriously, you're not doing well when you're handling other people's energies and then you get blamed for it. Well, you should have had better shoes. Well, like, I couldn't afford to buy shoes because I was taking care of your deal. Well, stop making excuses. Like how many people are feeling so fucking triggered right now? But but it's like snap into it. Tune into Snail's spirit. This snail has all the wands leaning up against themselves. This is a solid tower. This is able to withstand all kinds of weather because when you're balancing other people's bullshit, it just takes one little twig and you're completely tripped up. But this is using all of your energy in concert and in favor, and it's going to be important. You need to start looking at the details. I cannot emphasize this enough. Feminine energy easily skips over the details and then blames masculine because they're doing exactly what it is that they are told, and they don't have the intuition like the feminine does. I sometimes channel the divine masculine and I get responses from people and they say, who cares about divine masculine? Oh shit, wait, are you talking about me? Yes. I'm trying to talk to your masculine self in the tone of voice that you use. I am trying to talk to your masculine voice using the tone that you use. Is your mind blown yet? Seriously, I swear there's only like 11 people in the world who would understand what it is that I'm actually saying. The path to unity is all about the path to self, and all you have are external reflections that will reflect back to you your feminine energy in your frequency. And there are so many light codes and epiphanies that are coming in, but you're being asked on the stuff that you are a healer for, you must be a teacher as well. Healing and teaching go together. They are one. Because tell me the last time you tried talking to a healthcare physician and they couldn't answer all of your questions, or they got angry and impatient because you tried to inform yourself, you tried to learn, and they don't have the patience to teach you. These are people that have powered through life trying to get all the check marks done. This is the distorted divine masculine energy that has hurt you, but divine feminine, you're getting called out at this time for something that is important to you. It is important to pay attention to the details, not to get bogged down, but to find that balance. We saw this card of temperance earlier. This message is designed to help you get back down the middle. Have this beautiful sense of humor that you've learned accidentally from your lineage, from your friends, from society. Intergenerational habits. This doesn't even have to apply to your literal family. I sometimes joke the United States is just basically one big huge trauma bond about being controlled. Like, every country, every region, every family, every grouping has a trauma bond, and you're being asked to rise out of labels, rise out of your country of origin, rise out of your gender, rise out of your position in a caste system, rise out from the way that you were accused of being, and rise into who it is you are supposed to be. Who is that supposed to be? Eight of Swords, Page of Wands. This is one with discernment. Your energy is going to start shifting, and the way that you make decisions is going to change, because there's this really neat perspective you're going to start getting. when you start moving forward into the things that just bring you relief and joy, it's like, how did working all day long suddenly feel so awesome, so relaxing? Like, I just want to keep doing this for the rest of my life. This this manifestation almost feels like a guilty pleasure, but it's the guilty pleasure you've been looking for. What is it? Traveling all across the world, being able to have fun experiences for yourself and your family, learning more about history, investing into yourself, into your hobbies. Like, what is it that you've been dreaming of doing? What would you do every day for the rest of your life? And then aim towards it. But you're going to be encountering people. Sometimes they are in with your alignment, and sometimes they are not. Listen to your instincts. If you don't have the energy to pour into something, just assume it's somebody else's burden. When you're carrying your own burdens, it feels like a supreme joy. It's time to start making actions, and making actions that have everything to do with what it is that you want. If it's burdensome, all you need to do is ask your guides. Say, is this not for me, or should I wait? And sometimes, even if the answer doesn't come immediately, you can release it and say, when I am ready, please bring this back to me. You have so much control over this energy. And in a lot of ways, you're learning how to reclaim your voice. You're learning how to reclaim your intuition. And you're also learning how to reclaim your mind. So what is it that my viewer needs to embody so that they can shift their frequency into more alignment with this potential manifestation? And like I said, if you really want to start upping your energetic game and start finding ways to manifest your highest timeline, I do recommend going to Patreon. There's an opportunity to do a 7-day trial. So you can just go in there, have a look around, and see what could resonate with you. And if it is something that you would like to consider long term, you're more than welcome to subscribe. Otherwise, don't even worry about it. But there's at least one video in there for you that you're going to benefit from. And I want that information to reach you, but I need your consent. Opting into Patreon is an automatic consent. When it comes to YouTube, I have to be passive about it so I don't come across as passive aggressive. What do you need to know? You're going through a mass Kundalini activation. Allow your feminine energy to rise up, but welcome the energy to fall back down upon you. Like, a lot of you have had your polarities reversed, and there's an ask for you to start thinking in, how do you feel weighed down with an open heart? How do you feel powered up and being able to express yourself? All you're being asked to do is create a timeline where you can just be yourself, express yourself, be authentic, be the person who you love, to be the person who loves themselves. Ask for this timeline and you shall receive. I'm just saying. Wow, angel ping. Whew. Well, whoever it is that you are, damn, I sincerely hope that this helped. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you like my style, please make sure to like the video on the way out. And if you'd like to get more on this particular situation, you're more than welcome to subscribe. And until I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.